Just been recording for about 45 minutes. Microphone weren't turned on, mate. Fuming. Okay, so we're gonna have to restart. We're halfway through fucking scene 8. We've gotten... Oh, that's really annoyed me. That's really annoyed me. Scene 8. We get a collection of shots getting progressively darker following Dylan's journey to Leah's location until he reaches a bungalow at a time where it's dark. It's winter, so it gets dark early, so it makes sense within the plot. So we're chilling on that. We get a shot of the bike falling over and Dylan walking off towards the background of the shot towards the bungalow. We're then going to get a handheld tracking shot, tracking in, over Dylan's shoulder. The lighting's going to be dark, the audio is going to be crunchy snow. The handheld is to just make it more real feeling. We're probably going to do that for quite a lot of the actual thing, that handheld effect, just to make it more immersive, in my opinion. I don't know if it does, but, you know. Yeah, then we're going to get a close-up of Dylan's hand turning the door handle from the exterior. Then we're going to get it from the interior, the door handle turning as it opens to see Dylan, who's standing there with a shocked look on his face. He's going to open the door, he's going to say, fuck, because that's the only fair reaction, I think. And then we're going to see a shot of Leah, who's next to what appears to be her father. He's tied up to a chair and is beaten to a bloody pulp. Leah, who's sitting on the floor, looks up at Dylan. Then we're going to use audio, which is going to change every 2 beats to the shot from this one, which the song is going to be Obla Di Obla Da by the Beatles. I couldn't play it in the video, mainly because the audio was fucking off and because of copyright on YouTube. But we're there. Then we're going to get a shot of Dylan, who's standing there in shock, as she would be. Back to Leah, who's getting up and walking over to Dylan. She's wary of him and, like, she's a bit, like, concerned to approach him because she doesn't know how he's going to react, obviously. She's just fucking killed someone in front of him. She's going to say, Dylan. Then we're going to get a side-on shot of both of them in the frame and their facial expressions sort of facing each other. He's going to say, what? She's going to be like, Dylan, she's now crying. Dylan, help. What happened? I don't know. She's getting hysterical. She's latching onto him. We're going to hold as the music plays and then we're going to fade to black. We literally just recorded the whole fucking thing, and at the end my camera bugged out and I went, oh, that's funny. The recording stopped for some reason. And then I looked and it had no audio and I was like, oh bollocks, I've just finished writing it. What can you do? What can you do? But yeah, that's as far as we've got. This is probably all one. Truthfully, that's probably all one shot. Then we're gonna have audio, black. Oh, what the fuck have I done? I don't know what I just did. We've still got to follow the whole scene then. Okay, that is the whole thing. I suppose I might as well go over the whole thing anyway, because we've only been filming for 5 minutes technically. I don't want this video to be too short, and I've kind of just erased the whole video. Okay, so scene 1. Dylan, a teenage boy, walks out of his dilapidated home, door swinging shut behind him in the snow, beating an old jacket with a hoodie, screaming in the background, audio smash in place. Dylan stands still after leaving his house for a moment to put on headphones, which start playing Heaven is a Place on Earth by Belinda Carlisle. Whilst the first 20 seconds of the song play, the teenage boy lights a cigarette and starts walking on the beat. At the same time, the camera will slowly zoom out, revealing more of the pavement. The boy will walk towards the camera as it zooms out, leaving him in the frame for a few more seconds. Time it with the first 37 seconds of the song before fading. The camera cuts to the inside of the hallway where someone's arm comes into frame to open a door. The door swings open. From the inner hallway, Charlie is turning around a door. From the inner hallway, Charlie is turning around a door frame on the left. Dylan is walking through the corridor and up the stairs, swinging around the top banister as the camera follows him into Roy's bedroom. Dylan enters the house. Hey, Charlie, Roy's upstairs. Dylan, sweet, walks upstairs into Roy's room. In this shot, we see Roy wrapped up in his bed sheets on his bed, lying down on the right side of the shot. In the centre of the shot, we see Dylan, who has just walked through Roy's bedroom door, which he has left wide open. Probably need a wide-angle lens. Dylan says, morning, mate, wakey, wakey. Roy, Dylan, get up. I'm going to go wake up Leah. He opens the curtains. Roy says he's up. Then we're going to get a shot of Roy sitting up, still wrapped up in his bed sheets, just grumpy, tired, sitting on the edge of the bed. Dylan says, I'll be back in 2 seconds, and quickly leaves. We're going to hold the shot on Roy. Roy pulls a funny face. He's irritated with Dylan after he's left. That's the first scene. So that seems all good. I like that. That's sweet. Scene 2. We want a shot of Dylan from his friend's porch, following him until he arrives and knocks on the door. The next shot It's from behind Dylan, facing the door. There's no answer. He waits for a moment again, and knocks again. Still has no answer. He waits another moment to anticipate the door opening, then decides in his head that he's going to wait for Leah on the porch and smoke a cigarette. Dylan takes out his phone out of his pocket and calls Leah. Walks down a few steps from under her window, keeping Dylan's head in the shot to show the audience that is what he is perceiving, before the camera pans back down as he hangs up the phone and puts it in his back pocket. Dylan will see a spot of blood on the porch, somewhere where he hasn't stood before, and the camera angle will zoom towards it, past Dylan's head, keeping Dylan in focus until the focal range swaps onto the blood, making Dylan's head go out of focus. Crikey. That was a paragraph and a half to read out loud that quick. Oh my god, I almost fucking passed out. Dylan's going to shout up to the window, Leah. Her phone goes to voicemail, it rings, so he puts his phone away again. Close-up shot of the blood on the porch with the camera facing towards the house, again showing it's from Dylan's perspective. Close-up shot of Dylan's face looking concerned. Closer shot of the blood, back to Dylan's face, back to blood. Back to show from behind Duncan, someone's peeking through the downstairs window. Roy, where's Leah? Slept in. Something like that. Throw a cigarette butt, she'll have to catch up. They walk off and the curtain closes to darkness, ending the shot. So that'll be from the inside of the window. That's cool. I like that. I think so far that's going well. I think the problem with this short may be it's too fucking short. That might be a problem that I haven't actually taken into consideration, but it should be fine. Scene 3. A shot tracking behind Dylan and Roy as they enter through the colleague. A shot tracking behind Dylan and Roy as they enter through the college gates with the crowd. When their friends come into frame, the camera will hold back and track behind the whole group, getting them all within the shot, following them through the main doors into the corridor. The shot ends with an audio of a classic school bell ringing, Americanized style, whilst they're walking from point A to point B, so the college gate to the building. Friend 1 will say, hey. Friend 2 will say, yo. Dylan will reply, alright. Roy will reply, morning. Friend 3 will reply, sup. Then we're going to cut back to a shot of Dylan sitting in his classroom, bell ringing, sat next to a window as people around him sit down. About 3 or 4 seconds we're going to hold that shot for. Then cut from that shot to a shot of an empty desk where this would be where Leah usually sits, and then we're going to cut back to Dylan. So, that's scene 3. Sounds all good to me. It's a bit quick. This might be a problem. Okay, scene 4. A shot of Lauren, so Leah's mum, sitting by the same window we saw her in earlier, still crying. There's a knock at the door. The house looks old and rotten. She gets up crying and runs to answer the door. We get a shot from over the postman's shoulder. She's covered in blood and throws herself at the postman since she's in a manic state and doesn't know what she's doing. The postman's going to ask, are you alright, love? Going to get a shot from over the shoulder, a shot from over the shoulder, looking at the postman. My brain's just going. I think I'm just tired, mate. My brain's just lagging reading normal sentences. Postman, he looks up at her and down at her, realises she's covered in blood. Oh my miss, are you okay? Halfway through the postman's line, we're going to switch back to the shot over his shoulder, looking at Lauren, who is slamming the door shut on the postman. Shot of the postman's face, looking concerned. Cut back to Dylan in his classroom, staring at the clock. Then cut to the clock, cut back to Dylan, cut to the empty seat, back to Dylan, back to the clock, end scene. Again, I like that one. That's probably the longest scene, which is actually a concern. This is going to be a really short, you know that. It's going to be like a 30-second short film. End scene 5. Scene 5. A shot of the postman in his post van. The shot will be pivoting slightly to the right. I don't know why I've put that, because I don't know what that means. We will then have a shot of the jail. Oh my god, I'm tired. I'm just saying things. We will then have a shot of the house in focal range past the postman's head, still sat in the van. Cut back to the postman's face. We're going to be closer. We're going to get an audio of a telephone ringing and an emergency operator. You've reached 999. What services do you require? The postman says, hiya there. I'm a postman for the council and I've been delivering a parcel and a woman's come to the door covered in blood. The emergency operator says, does she require medical assistance? Postman's going to say, I'm not really sure. You see, she threw herself at me covered in someone's blood, and proceeded to slam the door on me. Just thought it might be of concern. End scene. Then we go on to scene 6. So, cut to a shot of Dylan's eyes, close-up shot of Dylan's eyes, then to a shot of the clock. So he's still hyper-focusing on the clock. A standard shot of Dylan's face turning left, so he's looking to his right, our left. Then we're going to get a shot of the school bell ringing loudly. Cut to a backwards moving tracking shot of Dylan walking out of the classroom door whilst zooming in, trying to finish the zoom when Dylan hits the doorway marker, possibly keeping everything but Dylan slightly blurry or out of focus to give the effect that he's of high stress. So then the audio will be the bell still ringing yet muffled, again representing and communicating to the audience that Dylan is stressed. Then we're going to get a shot of Dylan walking through the corridor, shot of the bell above the lockers in the corridor, dolly out tracking Dylan slightly but with self-restraint, feeling overwhelmed, carrying himself through the corridor, through the front entrance of the doorway of the college. We're then going to get a shot of Dylan leaning his weight on his knees, then a close-up shot of Dylan's head whipping up and squinting. He sees Henry. He shouts Henry. Then we're going to get a zoomed shot capturing Dylan in the same position and the edge of Henry as Dylan stands up straight and walks over to Henry. The shot widens, so they both fill the screen. Then we're going to track the pair walking and talking as the dolly tracks out. Henry's going to turn around and shout, "Yo, Dylan, any chance I could borrow your bike for the rest of the day?" Shot over Dylan's shoulder capturing Henry. What? No, undoubtedly not. What makes you think I'd agree to that? A shot over Henry's shoulder capturing Dylan, who is now calmer, for a $5. Henry says for a 20. Dylan says 15. Henry says fuck's sakes, fine. Then Dylan goes, thanks. The combination, I spelled that wrong. The combination's still the same. Yeah. Dylan, alright, nice one, exits. Then we're going to get a shot of Dylan coming into frame round a brick wall in the background, walking close to the bike rack, which is in the foreground, as we slowly zoom on the lock whilst Dylan enters the digits 4269 to unlock the bike. The bike then gets pulled out of the bike rack. Camera still not moving. As the frame of the bike goes past the camera, we finish the shot and cut to the next scene, scene 7. Then we're going to get a close-up shot. Scene 6 seems alright. Scene 7, a close-up shot of Dylan riding his bike down the same road. Track using the same speed as the bike and get a shot of the front wheels slowly raising until we hit Dylan's eye line. Then we hold the shot for a few seconds on his face. I'm really out of breath from just talking. Like, I'm actually bright fucking red. I don't know, you can't see in this light, but oh my god, it's hot, man. Wide shot from Dylan above pulling up on his bike, capturing the postman as well as his van, which the postman is standing next to on the pavement. Dylan slowing down on his bike, shouts, "Hey." The postman turns around, shot over the postman's shoulder. We see Dylan get off his bike and turn to face the postman. He double takes when looking at him. Realising he's covered in blood, obviously, we're going to get a shot over Dylan's shoulder of the postman. He gets off the bike and he goes, you're covered in blood. The postman says, "Yeah, sorry, a woman came out of her house and covered me in blood. I've already called 999. We're going to get a wide shot capturing them still standing in the same place, this time with Leah's house more visible in the background. Dylan's going to ask which house. The postman's going to point. He's going to say that one. Dylan quickly turns the bike around. Shit. He rides off. We're going to hold a shot on the postman to get a confused reaction from him. Then we're going to get a shot of Dylan riding off down the same road that we saw him enter from at the start of the scene. Then scene 8 is what I've just read to you, and then the end credits are going to play. So that's the scene, guys. That is the whole... That's not the scene, that's the fucking thing, mate. Hello, everyone. It's me from the next day to save you from my shit writing. So, we're going to jump back in, because I finished the scene, as you saw, but I didn't like it. So, we're going to log back on, we're going to have a look, and we're going to just tweak a few things. I think I know what I want to do, because I was thinking about it earlier at work. This is the thing. I've just jumped out of the shower as well, which is why I'm all wet. I've literally just thrown on like the most wrinkly shirt I had, apparently. Okay, so at the end here... Where is it? Fuck the music off. We're going to have... Actually, sorry, it can probably stay the same, actually. Crunching snow. So we're going to have it like a clock inside, and we're going to have a shot of the inside where the door is first. So hold on. Yeah, basically, all we're really adding is we're going to interchange a shot tracking Dylan, and we're going to have the footprints in the snow, so the crunch of the snow. And then we're going to get a shot of the inside of the door, where we're going to hear a clock. Maybe even see it above the door, I'm not too sure, but we're going to hear a clock, and that's going to go tick, tick. And then cut to that Dylan, and then it's going to go of him crunching through the snow. Over time, as he gets closer and closer to the door, that sound will increase to sort of just noise, but so you've still got the rhythmic element to it. and just have it slowly fade from one to the other. That's basically all I wanted to say. Just wanted to add that in there because I feel like it was just missing something. And I was thinking today on my way to work, I was like, what's missing? Something's missing. Fuck the song off. The audio for the Beatles is shit. I don't want that now. I changed my mind. I was tired yesterday. But I think we do it this way. But yeah, that's all. Sweet. That's the whole short film. I don't know what I think on it. Let me know what you think on it. I don't know. I'd have to develop it to see what I actually thought on it, truthfully. But that's the whole... That is the whole plot. That is the whole script. Shots and all. But yeah, let us know if you want to see this developed into an actual short film. I'm going to either way, so I don't actually know why I'm asking. I'm going to make this into a short film. So either you can watch it or you don't have to. It's up to you. But I hope you enjoyed writing it with me. I've had a laugh. No one's even watched. I'm getting like literally the last video got like no views, but I'm just doing this now because I'm bored. But thanks for watching. If you have watched, hope you've had fun, as much fun as I have, and yeah, have a good one.